Today was certainly a very interesting day with regards to what we preach on this channel and what our current philosophies and ideas are on the market. The largest overall trend and most important thing we see for this market in the near, medium, and long-term time period is inflation. We don't view inflation just as a transitory event in which supply bottlenecks exist. We think the issue extends way beyond supply bottlenecks, expands to the massive increase in money supply, and will continue to go on into the future even if stimulus dies down, because there's been such a strong wealth effect for the most wealthy Americans. We know the government and the people have been complaining about this since before the pandemic. It has gotten worse. So we see a wealth transfer, not just the Tom Lee wealth transfer from boomers to millennials, but also through taxation and government spending, essentially redistributing that wealth to the lower income people and causing another wave of inflation in addition to what we are already seeing. And let's not forget, what we're seeing is the earlier stages of the stimulus. These things take long periods of time to play out, and they can compound on each other, and we're still stimulating very hard. The Fed is doing what it's doing. As we said, there's going to be another package most likely down the road. So, seems like there's a whole lot of forces going into that inflation picture, and there's no way out. Even if supply chain bottlenecks alleviate, I think that will maybe have some short-term effect on deflation, but I don't think it's going to be long-term. And yes, obviously, AI and robots will certainly have an impact on inflation. However, I find a lot of issue with this argument, the Cathie Wood deflation argument. There was a period in time when we had just gotten the assembly line for the car. The Model T was just a few $1,000s. However, now the cheapest Ford is around $20,000. So, as far as I'm aware, the technology to build a Ford has gotten better, and it's even gotten more automated than the first version 1 assembly line. However, the prices continue to go up. So I don't think deflation is possible. I think, yes, there will be certainly automation in terms of manufacturing and supply chains, but is it going to lead to deflation? No, in my opinion. I think demand, consumption, and money supply are going to outstrip the effect of automation. That's just the way it is. Still got to pay for the machines, even if it's slightly cheaper, marginal cost for labor, whatever. There's materials. If we can make more stuff, we're going to make more stuff, but there's only so much stuff. So there you go. Now, individual sectors and names that we like. Today, not only was it an interesting day for inflation, where we had all that, David Einhorn, Paul Tudor Jones, etc., talking about that. Okay, it's good to know that I'm not the fucking delusional young kid thinking this. There's actual people thinking this. Energy. Interesting day of energy. We've had 2 consecutive days of this interesting trend where the price per barrel opens down and then reverses up and ends the day up. This tells me that there's serious demand out there, and led me to believe yesterday that the floor was at $80 a barrel. This is a new floor for the price per barrel. Typically, if you're going to get a morning down, things will stay down. People will be fearful, especially after a big run. People will be fearful about the price and expect it to continue pushing lower. Why would it, if after a big run, it's down this morning, why would I buy it just now? I expect, this run to consolidate, to correct, to cool off a little bit. We like to see things cool off over here. But as we said and we believe, and we'll go over again on this channel, there are fundamental reasons why the price per barrel of energy is here. And this is not an extraordinary price. From 2010 to 2014, the price per barrel was over 80 that whole time. So this is, not never before seen territory. In addition, this is, the highest price we've seen in just 7 years. So it's a significant time, it indicates something's going on.
but 7 years is not that long. We've talked about inflation. It's gone on every single year. So, and we've had automation. Automation is not something that doesn't exist today and is magically going to exist tomorrow. It's been existing and is going to get even better. Regardless, there's reasons why what has happened in the past when prices rose, they fell. There's reasons why supply increases that have happened in the past won't occur now. The first one is that U.S. producers don't want to produce. They see the green wave coming. I see the green wave coming, despite being bullish energy, but I'm sure you do too. And if they see something that's going to wipe out investment in new production, why would they invest in new production? So they see the green wave. They don't want to invest in anti-green wave things that cost a lot of money, like new oil production. So that's one reason. In addition, OPEC is a massive producer of energy and likes these expensive prices. They benefit, their entire country benefits from the price per barrel, which is very high. So why would they produce and allow other countries to produce and shoot the price down when they can just keep it here, make a whole lot of money? That is something to consider. We've got two groups of people that don't want to produce. But then we've got OPEC Plus, aka Russia, who said they were gonna, help out Europe because Europe has gotten crazy prices. If you think they're expensive here, they're like more than double in Europe. Russia said they were gonna increase production at a very high price, well higher than what it is here in the United States. However, that is yet to be seen. Today we're seeing Europe do this whole thing with Alexei Navalny, the counter Putin guy. Putin poisoned him. You think that's gonna sit right with Putin? You think he's gonna want to help out Europe? The Europe who didn't agree to long-term contracts with him? I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I actually think Europe is doing that as a reaction to not getting their energy. As a reaction, Russia not getting their wanted pipeline. So it's a lot of chaos over there. We're happy we're not in Europe right now, at least with regards to paying energy bills. It's an interesting situation. I don't see any of this ending anytime soon. Definitely not in the United States with regards to production, supply issues. OPEC seems to enjoy it, and Russia has a lot of leverage over Europe. So situation seems good. Inflation is occurring. That's going to help us in the energy patch. And companies like Exxon, they're saying they're getting away from oil today. What's up with that? Well, if you've been following this channel for long enough, you know that there's been this anti-energy thesis, the green wave. These companies are going away in a couple years. Why do we invest in them? Well, we've been invested in ExxonMobil for about a year now. Why do we like ExxonMobil more than many other companies? Well, they have taken the equivalent of 100 million cars off the road through carbon capture. That is a scalable technology that could, in theory, remove all the carbon we have put into the atmosphere. So there's a lot of noise and theories out there about the climate change. We are solutions and future focused and see climate control being developed by Exxon. However, it's not just carbon capture they've successfully developed. They've developed zero and low carbon biofuels and carbon neutral fuels. These are backwards compatible in cars, so you can keep your vintage cars. Don't you worry about them. Electric cars may be better in some regards, but some people like the design of a 1968 Porsche or whatever. They sell for a whole lot of money. And we don't want those to go away. At least Porsche doesn't. At least Porsche 1968 911 owners don't either. Truckers have to spend a considerable amount of time on the road. And the problem with electric is it takes quite a long time to charge your car, at least now. That is up for change. And we'll see what happens. Tesla earnings. We're going to be on Tesla earnings today. Listening to that. We've got a Cybertruck order. I like Tesla. Love Elon Musk. So there's a lot of interesting technologies out there, and Exxon is making a lot of interesting technologies, in addition to making a whole lot of money in oil and gas. So this is a sector that's hated on too much, and when something's hated on too much, you know the phrase, go woke, go broke. We're gonna get rich. We're not gonna go broke. So that's the deal for today, and until next time, peace out. Peace out.